Hello everyone, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all of you. This is your host Vaibhav. In today's session of Daily Stock, we are going to look at the quarterly results of Uber, which is now profitable for consecutive quarters, and this is happening after a long time because initially there were even concerns and the profitability was not really expected. There were also question mark whether Uber will be ever able to turn into a profitable company. But here we are looking at the profits being generated by Uber consistently for last couple of quarters. So the Uber's management has been able to turn around its operations and turn the company into a profitable venture even in this challenging environment. The pandemic days were particularly hard for the company where there was shutdown of economy to a large extent and the mobility was reduced to a greater extent. As a result of that, lot of drivers also left the platform and many customers were reluctant to take a shared vehicle because of the concerns surrounding the safety and hygiene. But as the economy is on the path to recovery, we have seen that the consumers have flocked back to the Uber, and here we are looking at the profitability, the increasing profit being generated by the Uber's operations. So we are going to consider this changed fundamental scenario, and also we will be looking at the technical side of the story to see if there are any emerging opportunity for us to profit from trade and investment. First, we consider the quarterly financial statements which were released yesterday. The key highlights for the company are that its bookings have increased substantially year on year. The revenue growth is in also double digits. So the most important parameters metrics are showing healthy growth. The monthly active platform consumers have risen by 15%, trips are up 25%, the revenue is also up 11 percentage point, and with the help of these positive metrics, the company has been able to generate net income for it of upward of 200 million US dollars. So this is the turnaround story in this challenging sector where it has been a field journey for the company to make its operational model sustainable and profitable. And if we look at the different segments in which the Uber operates, the mobility, delivery, and freight, all these operational segments are seeing healthy growth, and we are likely to see in coming quarters the amount of net profit being generated by the company is only likely to increase, and that is going to be a key parameter on which to judge the company. And as its forward guidance is looking optimistic and the business trajectory is also on the upward path, we can expect the share price to also start rising, and it has already climbed up around 20 percentage point in the span of just couple of weeks, and the potential to rise further is there. So we do have to keep this company under watch, and as and when things look promising as well as safe enough, because no bet is going to be foolproof. Even if everything is in place, we still have to be careful and try to optimize the trade to make sure that the losses are limited and the profit, if any, is going to be maximum permissible. So, as to get the risk reward right. Now, if we look at the key highlights from these financial statements, the gross bookings of US 17.9 billion for the last quarter, which is translating into a growth of 31% year on year and 7% quarter on quarter. The net revenue stands at US dollar 5.1 billion for the mobility. For the delivery segment, the revenue is at US dollar 2.9 billion, and then comes the freight with the revenue generated in the ballpark of US dollar 1.3 billion. It has also listed some of key initiatives being taken by the company to enhance the customer experience and derive efficiency. You can always access this financial report, which is available on the investors relation page of the Uber. Is the publicly available information. All we have to do is make sense of how this information is going to be helpful for us while making the investment decisions. Some of the initiatives have been listed here, so you can look at the steps, the measures being taken by the company, improve its operations and make it a more profitable venture. Now let us look at the financial statements. If we look at the revenue, there is this double-digit growth in the revenue. The revenue for the third quarter, that is the quarter ended September 30th, stand at 9.3 billion US dollar, whereas for the same 3 months ended September 30th, 2022, the revenue was at 8.3 billion. So there is a quite healthy growth, and it has translated into company turning into a profitable entity from the loss-making one in the span of a year, with the EPS of 0.11 US dollar per share. So that is the key development for the company, and that has made it a exciting bit to keep an eye on. And as things start to turn around, we can expect these positive parameters to generate more investors' interest, and that is going to help the momentum on the bullish side. And all we have to do is try to ride this wave, and for that, we will need to look for the optimum trading opportunity. That's where the technical side of the story comes into play. Even in today's trading session, the momentum has been bullish, but it hasn't really moved much. It is simply consolidating in this narrow range with the bias being bullish. Yesterday, it had gained around 3 to 4 percentage point, and in today's session, it has mostly consolidated with the bias being on the bullish side. Now, the question is whether this bullish streak is going to last or not, and that is where we have to look at trade optimization, because even if we happen to be wrong, we don't want to lose too much money in the scenario of our bet going against us. And to make sure that is the case, we have to try to minimize the losses if any, and try to optimize and maximize the profit if that indeed materialize. So for any new trading decisions to be made, I think we will have to watch out for immediate swing lows. With these two swing lows coming into play, we will have to rely on these two prior swing lows to generate a surprise band, which can be considered as a support zone. And if next time around the Uber starts to show the signs of reviving after touching these price levels, we can think about initiating a new trade with the expectation of Uber again inching back higher. So that possibility remains. All we will need now is for the share price to correct and consolidate on the lower levels below these prior swing low, somewhere around $46 or 45 is going to be a price move, price area, price band to watch out for as and when that happens, because right now the momentum is quite strong and it has been consolidating for today's trading session closer to $50 level. But at the current juncture, the risk reward ratio is not really optimum enough, and if things go sideways, if nothing much happens over next couple of sessions, we won't really be making much money. Of course, it can even rally from the current levels, so that possibility is there. But we are here looking at trade optimization, and that is one key reason to adopt a wait and watch approach rather than rushing in to buy the Uber share price given this changed fundamental story for the company. So this is from the short-term perspective in which it is clearly in a buy mode. On the medium term, the things are also on the bullish side, but given the rally it has already seen over last couple of sessions, we will have to take a cautious stance and adopt a wait and watch approach here as well, as it is trading at the higher side of its price band in which the price had moved for last couple of months. On the longer term, the momentum is clearly on the bullish side. After having corrected, it has rallied back in just a span of 2 weeks from this low to a fresh swing high. And here also, if we have to go for new trading decision, we will have to go for a wait and watch approach here, because things are not really looking that safe at the current environment, at the current price valuation, and that is the only thing holding me back. Otherwise, the momentum and the fundamental story is supportive of the continued run on the higher side. And as and when we get the opportunity using the buy on dip strategy, we can indeed go for some fresh investment while expecting the positive momentum to persist and generate us the desired profits. So that's all from my side for today's session. If any of you have any query or any idea to share, do write to me in the feedback, and I would be more than happy to take the discussion forward. Thank you all for joining in. See you next time around. Till then, goodbye.